All right, next question up. So, first thing we do, I sound like a broken record every time I say this, but the first thing we do is we read the question sentence. This is really going to be where that confidence comes into play. If you're not feeling confident, start right here. What is the perimeter? All right. So, when we think about that, okay, what's the perimeter? Yeah, we're probably going to want to know what shape we're dealing with so we know what sides and their dimensions and all that stuff. But when we see the word perimeter, everybody, what does that tell us to do in terms of what we're trying to calculate? Are we trying to calculate the space inside of a shape, or are we trying to calculate the distance around the shape? Are we trying to look at the inside or around? Yeah, that's going to be around all day. Perimeter is the distance surrounding the shape. So when we think about that, again, when we're not just trying to memorize and just plug in, when we think about it for a second, this really helps us pinpoint what formula and what we're plugging in and how this is going to look overall. So we have a rectangle right here, and we're trying to find that perimeter. So when we think about it, here's our nice little rectangle with perfect lines. There we go. Thank God for technology. And so when we see this, we're going to have our length, our width, length again, and width again. Remember, the opposite sides are the same. So these are lengths, these are widths. And when we plug in the values that we're given right over here, we are going to have the length be 11 and the width be 8. So if we want to calculate the perimeter, we can do one of two ways, maybe three ways if we wanted to really stretch it. But we could simply go ahead and do 11 plus 8 plus 11 plus 8, going around the shape once. That's perimeter. Another way we could do it is just plugging in to our perimeter formula. I almost wrote area, but there's our perimeter formula, double the length plus double the width. All we have to do here is plug into the formula because it does the same thing. Notice, double the length, two of the lengths. Double the width, two of these widths. So that's going to help us understand that connection between, just adding everything up and this little shortcut that we see here. Let's plug things in here. The length is going to be 11. The width is going to be 8. So my perimeter is going to be double 11. And then we are going to add that with the double of 8, or multiplying 8 by 2. Once we go ahead and take the multiplication, we have 2 times 11, that'll be 22. 2 times 8, that'll be 16. Add everything up, and we've got ourselves 38 feet. And there we go. All set, all done. We can do that the same way over here. 11 plus 8, that's 19. 19 over here as well. Double that, so that'll be 38. And that's why the correct answer to this one, my friends, is answer choice B. A was a distractor with area, and then we have C being a distractor if you didn't double it. So there we are, everybody. Hopefully we're feeling pretty good about picking the right formula and doing it the right way. Hit me. What is the goal of this question? Give me one word for it. I want one word. Yeah, you could definitely take a peek here and say, one word, but I'm reading distance around the edge of the fountain. Well, yeah, when you think about the distance around the edge of anything, yeah, that is, in this case, given that we see a circle, that is circumference. Distance around the edge of the fountain, that is circumference. That's what we want. So as soon as we know what we want, the big advantage that we have is we know that there's a formula for this term. We just have to realize or figure out, hey, are we supposed to use option 1, which is 2 pi r, or are we supposed to use option 2, which is pi times d? That's all we have to ask ourselves. And to understand this, the letters give it away. The letters say, hey, we have r for radius, d for diameter. A circular fountain has look at that. It's almost like they have to be specific because these are very specific terms. Radius of 10 meters. So given that we are given the radius, we are going to use the formula that uses the radius right over here. This is the radius version, and here is the diameter version. The big winner right here is the first one. So now that we know which is the right formula to use, given the information we have, we can make a good decision. We can plug in the value into this formula. And if you take a look at the answer choices, everybody, if you take a look at the answer choices, are we going to be replacing pi with 3.14, or are we going to leave it as is? Yeah, we're going to leave it as is, because notice, pi is just pi in the answer choices, so we'll leave pi as pi in our calculation. Again, we can answer those questions that we have, those bits of roadblocks and anxiety. We can ask questions to move past those moments. So here we go. Let's plug in what we have. Circumference equals 2 times leave pi as pi, and the radius was 10. We plugged in the radius as the right value, and now we can clean things up and just say 2 multiplied by 10, my party people, that's going to give us 20. And so we have 20 pi, and that's it. We're all done. The big bad diameter problem, it's really not that crazy at all. And so we can highlight the correct answer as B, 20 pi, and we're all set. My party people, so far, how are we feeling? Do we feel like we might be, getting to the point where we might be ready to start trying some word problems on our own? Cool, sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. So let's go ahead, and before we even get into the next problem, I just want to take a quick little detour. And that detour is just going to be this. My party people, if we had a formula, let me just zoom on in over here. If we had a formula that said, well, let's use this one. Let's say we had a formula that said, hey, circumference. Everybody, to get the circumference, what operation did we use? Help me out. To figure out what the circumference was, what operation did we use? Yeah, we multiplied all the way through. 2 times pi times 10. So to get the circumference, we multiplied to get it. Everybody, if it just so happens that we try a problem where we have to work backwards, we are given the circumference and we have to find the radius, let's say, what operation do you think we might need to utilize to work backwards? Yeah, division. That's division. So that's all I wanted to go ahead and kind of, just remind y'all of before we get